terms of ensuring that there's comprehensive reporting will actually go on. I can give, for example, based on what the Act say, Minister of Finance supposed for on a quarterly basis produce annual statement of accounts, but then they produce that quarterly report. They only just produce the monthly report. But then the whole thing, in fact, we just don't do about for complete a scorecard where they look at the information disclosure where Ministry of Finance or other departments supposed to do as per what the PFM Act say. Now, like a 4 or 5 page scorecard where they tell you this information was them for publisher, indeed them publisher. This one is for publisher, they're not publisher. This one in doing, but they're not publisher. But go for look into that day. But here, we strictly type of look at in terms of collecting, managing, and reporting. One for CCA, they actually follow strictly within the PFM Act say, so that one ministry is not going to be too disadvantaged than the other. As we don't see, we will see some ministry consistently they get more, while some ministry consistently they get even less than 50%.
But you think say that will be an excuse of any ministry, whether you get under budget or not, for letting not live up to the expected mandate?
Of course, it will be an excuse, because if I don't plan for the year for 100 million, then you give me 10 million or 20 million or 30 million. So it means I'm not able to do all what I'm supposed to do.
So an excuse for letting not even do nothing?
No, not an excuse for not do nothing. The little then give you, if I do, I'm waiting the money able to do. But if you're not then able to get all, it definitely affects them program and activity them for deliver during the course of the year. Will definitely go affect the services and citizens for receive from the budget.
So in all of this way you don't say and waiting this report cover, it clear say on our government improve and make sure say MD then get waiting they need yearly.
Correct.
So that they will get things then what they go provide to public in terms of service delivery, whether within the mandate of each ministry. Other angle they look and say why on no go try for make sure say the MD they are utilize well, waiting already then don't get, rather calling for let them improve on the budget.
Yeah, absolutely correct. That I hope program will also go for look at in terms of basically service delivery aspect in terms of the resources we then give you. How you don't ensure say even that little resources you don't provide the services we require. So then I hope program also will go for focus on in terms of budget tracking and service delivery. Because this one we just focus, we'll not focus on service delivery. We just look at what are the possible things that will affect service delivery. And one of the possible things then are like where MD they not receive the money and they not receive it on time. In fact, one of the recommendations we also focus on the aspect of disbursing resources on time. For example, Minister of Agriculture, if most of them, the 40% we then receive in 2019, most of that money they receive in the fourth quarter, and when are almost the end of the season. So that definitely they affect the whole planting season in terms of resources we don't use for provide seeds or whatever. So timely disbursement, now another recommendation was also the push for ensure say to a greater extent they will provide resources on time to the respective MDs then.
So it's on one see in that area, they because we be the talk in terms of revenue generation for the year we on a cover government be really able for generate some amounts of money we for don't do for gonna then different ministries here. What's on one see different in terms of the generation don't come, but the delay waiting for change.
I mean the thing we want to change, we want to see a situation wherein governments this follow within the plan and within Parliament approved. I mean, we understand say things they can change within the year, but there are processes for them to follow. But to a greater extent, we see big variation in terms of what's approved to what they actually do. So one see a reduction in that gap in terms of what's approved to what actually they do. For example, in terms of expenditure, within they proposed for spend, if they're supposed to give ministry 20 billion. At least once you close to that amount, let they actually provide that resources there. But in a situation where having the variance huge, instead of I receive 100%, I receive like 10 or 30%, that affects service delivery.
But most of the ministry I get where you look then get revenue collection where they generate within the mandate. I mean, you know things say waiting they can they collect or generate for go in space for fill in the gap where government not can meet up for them.
We'll get a single treasury account now. All the resources they generate, they go through the single treasury accounts. So that the law now make provision for that. So we get a single basket where all resources they go right now.
So now that this report on Adon Polam Nado in terms of the revenue expenditure credibility analysis report for the year 2017 to 2019, waiting next for ban on issues them where they within on a mandate, or waiting next on this particular report?
Well, this is why we'll go for engage, for example, member of parliament, and also try to get discussion with Ministry of Finance on this one. And of course, in terms of what's on the pipeline, they're on a process of doing first report on the COVID funding. Probably today we will share the draft report to Minister of Finance, NACOVAC, and Minister of Health for letting give them comments on the report, because we get a whole lot of challenges around getting detailed information. Hopefully we do detailed analysis. But nevertheless, we don't put together a draft report, so we share to stakeholder then for let them provide input. And we also get for publish a scorecard on the information disclosure as per what the PFM Act say. Probably that we will do next week. Then enough for just a way for support government for put on the track, so that the next open budget survey report then will get some increase in scores. Because the PFM Act make it clear in terms of all documents supposed to publish. Right. But not the website, but they actually need to do that particular one day.
Right. Many thanks for joining at the program this morning. Abubakar Kamara, coordinator for Budget Advocacy Network PAN. And this edition of the program, Good Morning Salon Golefuna. Plenty thank you to the production team. Michael Sambala and Alex Lawrence Kumar produced the program. DJ Lavagi with technical support. Moses Cabrera and Franklin Pemagbemekon at Swina, Facebook and YouTube. So till we meet again, Mabel Kabadi say, get yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.
And Sapti Kalonde say, bye-bye.